Hey, I'm Bridget Davis, the Internet Chef. Thank you very much for joining me today as we go through a little bit of a guide on how to roast wonderful winter vegetables. So I have a big basket full of vegetables, kindly sourced from my friends at Stockland shopping centres, and we're going to get on to a bit of roasting. So I'm going to teach you how to roast carrots, or just how to roast the perfect potato. How about some beautiful field mushrooms as well? Lots of things going on here, so let's get into our guide to roasting winter vegetables. Now firstly you need to find the perfect potato. I'm using a flowery potato, which is good for roasting. I've peeled, now I'm cutting them in half. Now add them to a large bowl. And once all your potatoes are cut, you want to drizzle with a little bit of canola or sunflower oil, a sprinkling of salt, a grinding of black pepper, and give your potatoes a bit of a toss to let the flavours mix together, and lay into a heavy bottom roasting tray and pop in the oven for about 40 minutes at 200 degrees. Firstly, you want to peel your sweet potato. Taking off the ends, you want to slice it into a good sized chunk. Now place your sweet potato into a large bowl and drizzle with a little bit of avocado oil, a sprinkling of salt, give it a bit of a toss, and some freshly ground black pepper. Now place your sweet potato into a roasting tray in a single layer and pop into the oven to roast at 200 degrees for around about 35 to 40 minutes. Slice the base and the top off your pumpkin and then slice through the middle. Cut your pumpkin into manageable pieces and then remove the seeds and discard. Place your pumpkin in a large bowl and drizzle with a little bit of canola or sunflower oil. A sprinkling of salt, a grinding of black pepper. Toss the bowl to move the flavours around well, and place in the roasting tray in a single layer and pop into an oven set at 190 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. So taking a bunch of carrots, you don't even need to peel these carrots, just keep them whole, and all I like to do is to cut off the tops and the ends. Now cut them into manageable pieces. A couple of nice big chunks will do it for each carrot. And when you've cut all your carrots, throw them into a big bowl and then season well with salt, some freshly ground black pepper, and a little bit of avocado oil will help to bring out a lovely flavour. Give them a good toss and then pop them into a roasting tray, a single layer, and put them in the oven at 200 degrees on bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. Taking a whole capsicum, slice off the top and then slice right down through the middle. Now remove the seeds because you don't want to have that in your roasting tray, and taking the capsicum, slice into 4 pieces. Take all your pieces and put onto a roasting tray lined with some baking paper. Drizzle over a little bit of olive oil and then sprinkle with salt and freshly ground black pepper. Now pop this into the oven for 25 to 30 minutes on 200 degrees. Now roasting beetroot is super easy. Just take your beetroot, and what you want to do here is you want to take or chop off the tops. Now you can discard these tops or you could save them for juicing, up to you. But taking your whole beetroot, what you want to do now is pop them onto a tray. Now you can also, if you like, drizzle your beetroot with just a little bit of olive oil, and then you're going to pop those beetroots into a hot oven at 200 degrees for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. Prepare your field mushrooms by slicing off the tops. Taking a tray lined with baking paper, place the mushrooms in a single layer on the tray. Drizzle over some extra virgin olive oil, sprinkle with a little bit of salt and some freshly ground black pepper. And I like to chop some fresh herbs. I'm using tarragon here. And sprinkle over the mushrooms. Now place that tray into the oven set at 180 degrees for 15 minutes. I love roasting with fennel and it's so easy to prepare. Just chop off the tops of the fennel and keep those because they're nice to add into soups and salads. Now taking your fennel bulb, slice your bulb and depending on the size into around about 8 pieces. Place those pieces onto a tray lined with baking paper. Drizzle with some avocado oil, a sprinkling of salt and some freshly ground black pepper. Now pop that tray into an oven set at 180 degrees for about 25 minutes. Cut your leek into 15 centimeter strips. Now taking the leek, slice them in half. Place onto a tray that has been drizzled with a little bit of olive oil. And using some homemade pesto, cover the leeks with a tablespoon of pesto. Sprinkle with a little bit of salt, some freshly ground black pepper, and pop into an oven set at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. So once you're done roasting, you're left with a beautiful platter of roasted vegetables, perfect for any roast lamb, beef or pork dish. But here's a really fantastic idea for any leftover roast veg. What I like to do is place a base of the roasted vegetables onto a plate. This is really good, by the way, to take for an office lunch as well. Put a few mesclun leaves just on top of those roasted vegetables there. A few more roast veg goes on. And then another crown of those fresh mesclun leaves. Sprinkle over a few pumpkin seeds and a few sunflower seeds. And then I like to top that with one of my favorite dressings. Now I'm using a roasted garlic aioli. You could use any type of dressing that you like here. And that's the dish finished. So thank you so much for joining us today. On behalf of myself, the Internet Chef, and Stockland Shopping Centres, we wish you a very fond farewell.